Hello, I'm Leonard Maltin. Welcome to Disc 2 of Walt Disney Rarities. The 1950s was a decade of tremendous change in the movie industry, and the Walt Disney Studio was affected as much as any other. Costs of production were rising, and the enormous success of television in American homes was eating into the weekly movie attendance. By the middle of the decade, Walt reluctantly decided to halt production of his long-running cartoon series, starring Mickey Mouse, Donald Duck, and Company. They, of course, were building a new audience every day on television's Mickey Mouse Club. But Disney refused to eliminate short subjects from his production schedule. For one thing, they acted as a buffer for animators between feature film assignments. They also served as a kind of research and development lab, just as they had in the 1930s, where new ideas could be tried out. What's more, they filled out a movie program and often accompanied Disney features on their first-run engagements. This gave rise to a great number of one-shot cartoons, which comprise the bulk of our selection on this disc. You'll see fables, tall tales, and even a spoof of Mother Goose stories. You'll see stylized, even innovative animation and design that doesn't look like traditional Disney fare. You'll meet two characters who got their start with Donald Duck and Chip and Dale and went on to star in a pair of their own cartoons, Humphrey the Bear and the very earnest Ranger Woodlore, whose dialogue is spoken by Bill Thompson, a radio and animation veteran best remembered today as the voice of Droopy. Another great talent, Paul Frees, provides the voice of Professor Ludwig von Drake, who hosts a symposium on popular songs. Ludwig was created to add a new personality to Walt Disney's weekly television program when it moved from ABC to NBC in 1961. Walt also commissioned a theme song for Walt Disney's Wonderful World of Color from his house songwriters Richard and Robert Sherman. Richard joins us on a special audio track to discuss the origin of the Symposium short, one of his all-time favorite Disney assignments. Two longtime Disney animators, Bill Justice and Xavier Atencio, who was billed merely as X, started fooling around with stop-motion animation, manipulating three-dimensional objects one frame at a time. You can get an idea of how these films were made by watching an excerpt from the Disney TV show that shows these two artists at work on the main titles for the Disney feature, The Parent Trap. Now, if you're keeping track, there are 6 Academy Award nominees on this disc: Pigs is Pigs, The Truth About Mother Goose, Paul Bunyan, Noah's Ark, Goliath II, and a Symposium on Popular Songs. Not a bad resume. And if you're wondering just how and where audiences originally saw some of these films in theaters, well, A Cowboy Needs a Horse was released on the same bill with the true life adventure Secrets of Life. Noah's Ark was released with Third Man on the Mountain. And Goliath II was released with Toby Tyler, just to cite a few examples. That was long before anyone ever dreamed there might be such a thing as home video, let alone the possibility of a DVD that could collect an array of these wonderful shorts all in one place.
you.